everyone, welcome back to my channel. And notice my little bit red face because I just started bawling. I was on Instagram and I saw a video of a woman who was taking a pregnancy test, and she had been through like a shit ton of fertility stuff. And you know, if you've been there, you can feel it in your bones and you can feel it in your cells. And I just started crying. And anyway, she's pregnant, and so I was just about to record another video for you guys about fertility. And yeah, so in this video, I want to tell you the top 3 things that I shifted that I know were huge factors in me being able to get pregnant naturally. Okay, so these are huge, and you can apply them right now to your life. Okay, so first of all, I want to say if you are interested in getting your body healthy and primed and at its top physical shape in order to get pregnant with ease, no matter how the process goes for you, my Baby Body Ready course is active, it's open, and you can check it out in the description box below. You can just sign up at any minute, any day. Do it at your own pace, and there's options to coach with me too if you want more support. Okay, so these are the 3 things that really had to move in my life, and some of them are physical and some aren't, before I could get pregnant with Dash. So number 1, and these are in no particular order, by the way. So number 1 is that I changed all of the products in my house. Not like furniture. What I mean is I switched everything from chemical laden and toxic to non-toxic products. And I'll tell you what I use now, and I can even show you some of them and what I used before. So formerly, this is so interesting, I was a dietitian, and I was at the age where my friends were starting to have babies. I was already married when I went back to school, so I had already gone to college, had my studio, and then my passion for food started to kick in, and I thought, oh, I'll be a dietitian because then I'll be like knowing everything, whatever. Some things I learned, some things I didn't. So I was doing an internship with this really cool girl, and we became friends, and she was pregnant at the time, and I was interning at a dialysis clinic. And so we like bonded, and I started going to this like group of friends thing that they had. I think it was once a month, and yeah, just a bunch of cool girls. So she was talking about like, I think it was Norwex. Yeah, if you know what Norwex is, let me know. So I love Norwex now. I'm like such a nerd about cleaning products and like a clean house and all that. So she was talking about like organic and non-toxic, and this was her first baby. And I was like, oh my God, are you one of those people? This is in my head. Like, that's like a freak about everything. And I literally was that skeptic. I was that skeptic, you guys. That's like, that doesn't matter, whatever. In fact, when I was in one of my other internships as a dietitian, they told us to not recommend organic food to people in the hospital because often they couldn't afford it and it would make them feel bad. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, we literally were told that organic food is just more expensive and that it's still full of nutrients. And there's truth to it. Like, always eating fruits and vegetables, that's a real food, right? It's always going to be better than eating like Cheetos or like anything processed, right? It's just, but there is a huge factor. It does make a difference, of course. And I'm going to get to that, into why this was a huge deal for me. So I was like the skeptical person, but it's funny that when you want to have a baby, you start to really focus on things, and you're aware of products, and you're aware of ingredients, and you're aware of your body, and it's great, you know, it's great. So I was like, are you serious? You're gonna like buy all these different cleaning things and whatever. But then like I realized slowly and surely that wasn't in fact true. And this this video is going to be a little more story time than I thought, which whatever it is, like you guys just know who I am now. So my sister got into Norwex, and I still had my Pilates studio. I had it all the time I was going back to school to be a dietitian, and we had to clean it, and it was a pain. And my sister got into Norwex and like healthy cleaning products, non-toxic, and she's like, hey, can I have one of those parties at the studio? And I was like, yeah, because then I'll get a bunch of free stuff, which I did. And I haven't been using Norwex ever since. This was like way a long time ago, like 10 years ago or something. And I still have Norwex mops over there in my closet. So I switched everything, and I just like, isn't it interesting how you can go from that's dumb to like that doesn't matter to be like, oh, well, you're talking about it and you're talking about it, and let me look at that and let me think about that and let me see some more, until it becomes like duh. Of course I use Norwex, and why would I use Mr. Clean and Comet? Now, I have been working with a coach about marketing, and she was like, judgmental. So I admit, you guys, that I have been very judgmental in some of my marketing, and I apologize for that, but this is what the root of it is. It's like wanting you to know, just wanting you to know like how critical this stuff is, to knowing like it does have a huge impact, and really caring and feeling stupid for doing it yourself. That's what it is. It's like you got to own like, I did that, oops. You got to know about this, right? So anyways, I'm telling you this, don't feel bad. I'm not judging you. I used to do it. And so I shifted it, then it just became like normal. And so this is really powerful when we can open our minds and be open to new perspectives and new opinions and seeing things a different way, especially around our bodies and around health, and like understanding that the way that a lot of us live and a lot of us eat and a lot of us were taught is normal is actually not good. Or like full of chemicals, right? So I use Norwex, and I use essential oils. I use like thieves cleaner. I use Norwex cleaning cloths. I'll just put them below. I'll just link it so you can check them out if you're looking for something like that. I love them the most because like it's not actually like requiring, this is not a video about Norwex, by the way, but you can still buy it off I still get it from my sister's website. You just order it online or whatever, but you don't have to buy a bunch of like things. It's like the mop itself and the cloth itself has that silver lining. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial. So anyways, it just lasts a long time. But I used to be the girl that would like clean my townhouse every Saturday with like Comet and Mr. Clean. And anytime you are in the realm of those things and you're putting them on your counters, your sinks, your bathtubs, whatever, you are inhaling that stuff. It's going into your lungs. And our respiratory system is one of our channels of elimination. And so in order for us to be in optimal health, we need to have open, clear channels of elimination, and there's 7 of them. I'll do different videos about that. So, and in all of health, you'll hear me say this a lot, a huge part of the process of getting better, getting results, healing the things is stop putting in the things that are causing problems, like toxins and chemicals. So when you just like omit it or swap it or choose a different way, then you eliminate this huge factor that's holding down your natural flow of health, okay? So I did that, and I stopped using all candles, air fresheners, Febreze, like laundry, detergents that were normal, like, you know, the normal ones like Tide and Downy, the ones that you can walk down the street. I walk outside all the time. If you walk in certain areas, I'm like, oh, they're doing laundry. You can smell it. It's so strong. And the more you cleanse and purify your body, the more sensitive you'll be in a really good way, where you'll notice like, ooh, that feels different. Like cologne affects me. Like I can't walk into the mall. I don't really go to the mall, but you know, those on counters, it's like, it's like, don't breathe, right? Whatever. So yes, I switched those things because it was a constant in my life. You want to look at what are you doing daily that is contributing and affecting your body. Anything that goes in it directly, like food, or you breathe in, or you're in the environment, and look at your environment, where you live, where you work, where you in your car. Are there things that are full of chemicals and products like air fresheners and those plug-in things? Those are super toxic and saturate the lungs with chemicals. And supposedly, according to medical medium, they're worse than cigarettes. So I swapped all of that, and it wasn't like an automatic everything, but it was like slow. The cleaning products was like all in one. I just like switched and stopped. And, you know, I know that that was a huge factor, because lifestyle matters in health. Health is not just food. It is the overall well-being of all parts of you. And we need to see that the products that we use are a daily part of us, okay? Number 2, I have a separate video on this I will link for you, so I won't go into huge detail here, but I stopped eating eggs and corn. So I already was a healthy person. I ate mostly organic, but these 2 things were holding my body back internally, just like the toxic piece was. I needed to know why I wasn't like getting my period regularly. And it's not to say eggs and corn stop you from having your period. It's not that, because some women eat that and have it, but it's all about seeing the health as a big picture and knowing that those 2 foods feed pathogens in the body, and viruses, bacteria, parasites are one of the huge factors that's at the root of all disease states. And not having your period, having irregular cycles, difficult cycles, all of that is not, this isn't me being mean either, but not normal. We're supposed to have natural flow of health. We're supposed to have our cycle, right? We're supposed to ovulate. And especially if you want to have a baby, it's helpful if you have that and you ovulate. So I took those 2 things out. They weren't huge pieces, but I was eating popcorn a lot and eggs like maybe once or twice a week, maybe less than that, but yeah. Okay, and third, so the key to that second point is not the eggs and the corn. It's that food is so specifically important to our health and our bodies and fertility, because certain foods stop the flow of health and certain foods allow the flow of health. And it's not just those 2 foods, but it's the fact that even that change of 2 things could be so massive in allowing a tipping point within my body. Okay, and 3, I started to expect that it would happen. And not even expect. You know how the saying is like, you're expecting a baby. And for the beginning, you can't tell, like nobody knows, only you, or maybe not even you. You don't even know you're pregnant. It's not showing, it's not visible. This is, you're expecting the baby. Eventually, you know it's going to come at the right time when it's big enough and healthy and done. And it's so the same when you want to get pregnant, to create a baby, to manifest a baby. It's manifest anything, right? It's, you need to be in the energy of expecting, meaning like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, it's coming. It could be a little bit like nervous or anxious, right? But it's still an excitement and of a positive outcome. And the thing was, I didn't just start thinking I was going to get pregnant or knowing. I got there by learning. I got there by knowledge. I got there by allowing myself to have an open mind, allowing myself to be willing to see things differently. Like, well, maybe I do need to get rid of these chemicals in my house. Maybe I do need to look at what else is in my diet. Maybe I do need to know that my body is really just responding to what it's taking in day after day, and that I can do this, you know, because for a lot of my time trying to get pregnant, I did not think that I could. Well, people told me I couldn't, so I allowed that belief in. So I thought, oh no, it just doesn't work for me. Something's wrong with me. My body doesn't work well. Whereas it really wasn't that. It was just that I didn't know what I didn't know. And until I demanded to know what I didn't know, and that was an energetic demand, me and God, and he said, okay. And so that's why I'm here. And then I could expect, because I was different and I was acting differently and I was seeing things differently. And this is literally what people are always talking about, like, be the person who has it. Okay, well, I was being a person who was allowing my body to release toxins and chemicals, and a health person in full health. And because of those things and because of what I learned and integrated and like could really see the puzzle pieces so clearly, like, this is what happens when you do this. This is what happens when you have too many toxins in your body. This is what happens when you eat this or that versus this and that. I was like, oh my God, I'm in control. I'm in control. Scary. And also, like, it was scary for me because I had gone so long being that girl that couldn't get pregnant, and then shifted, like I said, just with the being willing to look at chemicals in my cleaning products. You slowly start to see that maybe what you've been told isn't all true, or maybe it's not true for you, or maybe there's another way, or maybe there's something you just didn't know. And it becomes like, oh, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. Let me try that. Let me play with that. And then you can see how there could be a way. And so the puzzle piece just came all together for me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get pregnant. That's literally how I felt. So I did expect it, like, way before it happened. I did expect it, and I did know that it would happen, because if you see, like, the body's meant to regulate itself. Health is normal. Health is natural. Fertility is a byproduct of health. Then you get yourself healthy, then you watch out, because fertility is a non-issue, okay? So that's what I changed. And if you want to know how to do this on the fast track and know all the things and how to implement them immediately, then you can check out my course. That's what I made it for. I made it for women who want the clarity and want to just know how to do it and how to feel your best and your healthiest all the way through getting pregnant, being pregnant, and after being pregnant, okay? You deserve that. So I hope this video helped you. If it did, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know who you are, what you're doing. I love to talk to you guys, and I will be back soon. Bye.